and welcome back to the Tapton Podcast. I'm your host, Bailey. Welcome everyone back to the Tapton Podcast. We're doing another video podcast, so if you're listening to the audio, go check it out, or if you're driving or trying to fall asleep, go check out the audio on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. On the Tapton Podcast, we talk about spirituality, self-development, and all the things that have to do with the intertwinings of our soul and how being human is actually kind of cute and fun and fresh. So today's episode is all props to Kim Perez. Go check out her podcast, Claim Your Power. I'm sure if you're listening to me, you probably have heard of her already or whatever, but she is an amazing podcaster and I am just obsessed with her. I have no original thoughts. So today's podcast is inspired by an episode that she has done. So I will link it in my description below so that you can get all sorts of wisdom from all different types of women. And let's just jump right into today's episode. Hot girl summer habits. And a lot of the habits that I put down are just stuff for me. Why does it do that? I just don't understand what that means. Sorry, you had to be on the video podcast to understand. Anyway, because I can't even put into words what that is. Anyways, so hot girl summer habits. I think that it's always fun to kind of have a summer environment kind of habit. I think that whenever it's fall time, we dedicate time to baking and reading new books and kind of just like decorating. And I think summertime is a really good time for us to tap into new and different fun little habits that we can do as hot girls and just frolic around and just be our cute little authentic selves. So these are just some habits that I curated that I'm trying to do this summer, and hopefully you pick up on some that you'd like to do as well. And let's get into it. So first habit I have is make your own little drinks. And that could mean a coffee, that could mean a matcha, that could mean a daily smoothie, that could mean that you juice your own juices. Whatever the case is, I think that having a cute little fun summer drink is so cute, so fresh. I think that it's really fun to be able to kind of just like have a morning routine and incorporate like your daily drink before you go to the gym or before you go to work, or, kind of just like making yourself a little tea as soon as you wake up. Yes, I think that it is super fun to incorporate small little habits like that, just to put your body and your digestion, maybe move some stuff through your stomach, and kind of just wake up your body with a fun little drink. And I think that it's just really cute to have a fun little drink. And, whenever you have friends over, or whenever you go to a friend's house, you can offer them your fun little drink that you make, or before, say you have to be somewhere at a certain time. It's always fun to add and incorporate just a fun little drink to your day and your daily routine to kind of get you up, get you going, get the energy flowing in your body and your gut. And I just put fun in a little drink. I always make myself a tea every single morning when I wake up. I always make myself a hot tea so that I warm up my throat and my gut. Sorry if you hear children. They are the neighbors. Okay. I always make myself a warm tea, and then I always make myself a coffee after. And I don't have matcha, unfortunately. I totally would make myself matcha, but I just don't have matcha, so I make myself a little latte. And then I really just kind of carry on my day. And it's always nice to kind of not replace your breakfast with a drink, but sometimes like when you wake up in the morning, you don't just want to like fully dive into a food. At least I don't. So I always like make myself a little something. Another habit I put is movement. Any kind of movement that you like to do, whether you be doing yoga, whether you just be going to the gym or doing martial arts, or, doing gymnastics, even going on a little hot girl walk, okay? Quite literally any form of movement is so good for your body and such a good habit to be in. And I think that movement, especially in the sun, I know that it's hot and it is just But it is always good to move your body and keep your energy levels high, keep your vitamin D high. And I think movement is just not only important for obviously our physical body, but for our mental body as well. I think the more that we move our body, the more that we are able to kind of balance a lot of things within our lives. And, when I am incorporating movement into my life, I really have a lot more energy in other levels of life that I need to show up for people and for certain areas, like for work and stuff. And so once I move my body, and it doesn't mean that you have to do like a HIIT yoga class or do some sort of high intensity workout. Like, movement can really mean whatever it means to you. That could literally be an ab workout. That could be you just doing a couple stretches before you get out of bed. That could literally be just going on a light jog or a light walk or walking your dog, whatever the case is. It's always nice to have some sort of movement incorporated within your day to keep your heart rate going, keep your energy levels high, and to just keep your mind at a even playing field. Another habit I put is creative activity. Lately, my creative activity has been not only like making videos and podcasts and all that fun stuff, but I guess what I put, or something that I'm doing recently, is we love children, is my guitar. My guitar is a very creative activity for me because it really does practice my patience. And it also practices my creativity because I'm learning a lot of songs and chords. And so once I'm learning these chords, I'm going to be able to make my own songs someday. Of course, I need to definitely perfect myself a little bit more. The fact that I'm doing it at all is a really good thing. And I think that I'm really proud of myself for just incorporating some sort of creative activity that isn't something that I already do. So I think adding a fun creative activity for you, whether it be painting or whether it be sewing. I'm actually taking a sewing class on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. I think just kind of incorporating fun, new, creative ideas into your daily routine, no matter what it is. It could literally be poetry. It could be decorating your room brand new for the summertime, whatever the creative activity is, as long as it sparks you joy and excitement and makes you feel giddy inside. Exactly. It is what is going on. If you were to see my screen right now, you would be flabbergasted. Like, what is going on? Anyway, so I think adding a creative activity is something that is totally fun for the summertime too, because it's so sunny outside. You could literally build a garden. You could start planting some flowers. You could, learn water aerobics. Whatever sparks joy, I would say do that fun creative activity. Start something that you've been procrastinating starting. Learn your quirks. I don't know what I meant by that, but I guess learn your quirks kind of has to do with your creativity. So recently, I was tapping into this book that I'm reading. It's called Rise, Sister, Rise. Every chapter is a page, pretty much. And at the end of every quote unquote chapter, there is journal prompts. And today's journal prompt had essentially to do with what you feel your weakness is and how you could actually turn your weakness into your unique strength. And I put my weakness as sensitivity. I feel like I've always been told that I'm way too sensitive. I've always been told that I look into things too deeply and that I'm being too quote unquote dramatic. So I've always looked at life as I'm being too sensitive, and therefore if I feel some type of way about a certain situation or a certain person, I'm the one that's being too sensitive, and I'm the one that needs to do the work because I'm the one that's being too sensitive. But as I was journaling, she was mentioning how your weakness is actually your unique strength. And how can you use your unique strength to be its own medicine? And how can you give back to the world with the medicine that you curate? And so what I put for me was that creativity is the best way for me to express my strengths, my unique strength. And I think that my quirk is definitely the fact that I look into things super deeply, and I look into things as such a spiritual way, and I look at things in such a light that is very different from most. And I think that I can use that by making videos and by making content and by writing poetry and writing songs that make my heart just feel a lot lighter. And I think that when you learn what your quote unquote quirk is, when you learn what your greatest strengths, what your weaknesses that can become your greatest strengths are, you learn so much more about yourself, and you learn so much about how you can implement what is considered your quote unquote weakness and make it your strength. If your weakness is procrastination, see how you can revert looking at procrastination as you looking at rest. And if, say, the medicine you need is really just kind of to incorporate a new diet, that way that you have more energy, if how you can get back to the world is by being vulnerable and being like, I have gone through a lot with my procrastination, and I've gone through a lot with my energy levels being low, and I just want to tell you guys a new shift that I want to do. And if you want to join me. That's just like one example of many that you could do. But if you are considered too sensitive or too much, or or if you're considered just like too much of a drama queen, too sexual, whatever, take these quote unquote too much parts of you and make it your superpower. And once you learn how to incorporate what is your superpower and make it a medicine for you, and therefore make it medicine for the world, then not only do we get to see you sprout and blossom and become the most authentic version of you, but you also get to watch yourself blossom, and you get to reap the rewards from the universe. Summer wardrobe. I think it's so fun to have a summer wardrobe. I recently just went through a whole spring equinox detox. I got rid of so many clothes. I threw away a bunch of stuff. Not only clothes, but like purses, broken shoes. Like, I just got rid of so much stuff that I've been holding off getting rid of, because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll glue this back together. Or, oh, maybe I'll... No, you won't. You won't fix it. Okay, even if you really want to, put it in a pile and make that your creative activity. Maybe there's a bunch of clothes that you want to alter and fix. Make that your creative activity. But if you are someone like me who doesn't really know how to sew, doesn't really know how to like rework clothing very well, but you just keep putting it off because you think you'll do it, queen, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. You will find something better. You will find something better. You will find something that will spark more joy, and you'll find something that maybe you'll want to alter. Maybe you'll actually want to fix it. But if there's something that's been in your closet for months and months and months, you don't want to fix it. You want to procrastinate fixing it. So yeah, I think starting a new summer wardrobe, just taking out the old, replacing with thrifting or however you like to shop. And also, I think wearing what you don't wear very much is also a really fun thing. There are a lot of clothes that I have that I just barely wear, just for the sake of the fact that I just don't wear them. I have certain pieces of clothing that I wear on an occasional daily basis, and I stick with those certain pieces of items. I have like 5 or 6 certain pieces of clothing that I will always stick to no matter what. But I think that it is super fun to change it up, and I think it's super fun to kind of just like add new things back into your daily wardrobe that are different from the regular. So say you wear like the same necklace every single day, which I do, and that's why this is an example. You don't actually have to do this, but say I wear like the same necklace every single day. If there's a certain necklace that's been in my closet or been in my jewelry box for a long period of time and I love it, I just never wear it, I think for the summertime I'll change it up and I'll wear that necklace instead. Or if there's a certain purse that you've had for the past few months and you just never change out this purse because maybe you love it so much, change it up. What other cute purses do you have? I think it's fun to kind of like enter a new season with new energy, new pieces of clothing, new articles of jewelry, and not go out and buy new stuff, but also, like, see what you have and work with what you have, build off of what you have. That way that you are still curating your own energy. You're using all of your own stuff, and you're also just up leveling it because you barely wear it. So yeah. Fresh foods. So I think for the summertime, this is the best time for fruit. It's the best time to have whole meals like salads and, just like big quantities of fresh foods, because it just keeps you glowing, it keeps you hydrated, it keeps your body happy from the inside out. I don't know about you guys, but I struggle with, like, when I eat, like, say, lots of meat and lots of cheese, which, don't get me wrong, I love meat, I love cheese, I love dairy products, I always will. But when I eat a lot of that stuff, especially during a time of year whenever it's super hot outside, and I just feel so much sluggier. I feel like my energy is just so much lower, and I wake up with such a horrible stomach ache, and then on top of it, it's hot outside. So there's just a lot that goes into, the certain things you eat during the certain time of year. Like, I feel like during the fall time, that's the time to eat, like, the heartier foods and the more full. Obviously, you should eat filling foods all year, all the time, but I think during that time, it's a lot more. It's different whenever you are eating foods like squash and obviously pumpkins, or like eggplant during fall time, and then during the summertime you eat more fruits and veggies. And of course, I'm not saying you have to change your whole diet. Like, I'm not changing my whole diet, but definitely what I'm noticing is this time of year I'm going to try to incorporate fruit for breakfast, or I'm going to try to incorporate just more leafy greens into my dinners. And yeah, just stuff like that, just to make my body feel good from the inside out, and that way that I glow different and I feel lighter and I feel like how it feels outside. Hot. And last one I have is dates with yourself. Even if you're in a relationship, I think going on dates with yourself is so fun, so hot girl summer vibes. I really do think that when we devote time to letting ourselves be with ourselves and taking ourselves out and looking good for ourselves and dressing up for ourselves and doing exactly what we want to do at the time limit that we want to do it, I really think it shows a lot of love and care for ourselves. And I think we're proving ourselves that we care and love ourselves. How many times have I said that? But it shows that we care and love for our body and for our spirit, to not ignore that we have really important boundaries with ourselves, that we will be like, no, I'm going to be taking myself out today. I'm sorry, I can't make plans. I'm taking myself out that day. No, I'm going to have a picnic this day. Like, you don't even have to dedicate a whole day, which would be ideal. But you don't have to dedicate a whole day. You can dedicate at least an hour or two to just being like, you know what? This is for me. I'm going to read. I'm going to cook. I'm going to do whatever. And I'm going to treat myself because I deserve it. And I think that once you prove yourself that you can actually do that, then you realize how fun it is. And then you realize how exciting it is and how much you're going to look forward to that time with yourself. And not scrolling on social media, I think making it more something that you don't normally do makes it a fun date activity within yourself. Like, say if you had a partner and they were like, I want to take you on a date, and then you guys do the same old thing that you always do. It's like, okay, is this really a date, or are we just doing what we normally do? Like, when you do something different with yourself, whether it be taking yourself out to like a restaurant, sitting at a table, or if that gives you anxiety, going to a restaurant and taking it takeout, and going to a park, or going to the beach if you live on a beach or near the beach. Or, just taking yourself to maybe like a local garden and just walking around looking at the flowers, or going to a library and picking out a book and like start reading it at the library. Like, just fun little things that aren't necessarily your quote unquote normal. Then I think that could really be fun just for you to do with yourself. And I think I love doing things by myself. I love going on dates with myself and just doing things that I don't normally do with other people. I love doing by myself. And it is just so much fun, and I always look forward to taking myself on a date. I always look forward to just kind of like doing some little fun thing by myself, because I know that I am my favorite company and I love being with myself. So I think if you have a hard time spending time alone, and if you have a hard time kind of like pinpointing out good time to dedicate to just you, I think this summer is a good opportunity for you to do so. And yeah, those are all the habits that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please make sure to check out Kim's podcast in the description below. Thank you so much, Kim, for the inspiration. And yes, I loved this podcast. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. It was very entertaining on the video, so definitely go check it out on YouTube. But yeah, thank you guys again for tapping in to the Tapped In podcast, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Mwah. Happy summer.